Senate has confirmed the appointment of Major General Farouk Yahya as the Chief of Army Staff. His confirmation followed the consideration of the report by the Joint Committee on Defense and Army. Chairman of the Joint Committee, Aliu Wamako, in his presentation said the committee was satisfied with the comprehensive and the robust nature of the engagement and interaction with the nominee during the screening exercise. According to the lawmaker, Farouk nomination was in line with Section 217 of the 1999 Constitution as amended and in accordance with the provision of the Section 18 of the Armed Forces Act. It disclosed that the committee did not receive any petition on whether the nominee was cleared by the Department of State Security. Giving insight into the dynamics of the challenge of the Northeast, Wamako said the Chief of Army Staff disclosed to the committee that under his command in January 2021, Nigerian troops advanced into enclave of Shekau-led position in Alagano Forest, Timbuktu, Triangle, Axis.
At the end of the screening exercise of the nominee, the committee's findings are as follows. 1. That his nomination is in line with Section 217 in bracket 2ABC of the 1999 Constitution as amended, and in accordance with the provisions of Section 8, Subsection 1 of the Armed Forces Act, Chapter 820, Law of Separation 2004. 2. That the committee did not receive any petition on the nominee. 3. That the nominee has been cleared by the Department of State Security Service, DSS. 4. That the nominee has presented his Code of Conduct acknowledgement slip. 5. That the nominee possesses the required academic qualifications as well as wide-ranging experiences to be Chief of Army Staff of the Armed Forces of this great country, Nigeria. 6. That he has experiences as seasoned public servant where he rose to the rank of a general that qualified him for the position of Chief of Army Staff. In-depth knowledge on strategic tactics and military operations. That Major General Farouk Yahya be confirmed as the Chief of Army of the Nigerian Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, having successfully undergone the screening process of this committee. Above is hereby submitted for the Senate at the plenary for consideration. Conclusion. Mr. President,
in their contribution, other senators said given the track record of the nominee in the Nigerian Army is rightly equipped with the required experience to sufficiently tackle the issue of insurgency and terrorism confronting the country.
Nothing much to add except the fact that during the screening, I would like to say that most of the members of both committees were almost all present. That is one. And secondly, the decision by the committee, due to the nature of the appointment as part of our security apparatus, we decided to do the screening in a closed session after the preliminaries. And therefore, I want to appeal to the Senate to expeditiously approve this confirmation so that the Chief of Army Staff will be decorated accordingly to enable him start some of the jobs that he could not do now because he is still in the acting capacity. Thank you.
The issues and the problems that have bedeviled this country in the recent past is that of insurgents and terrorism. This gentleman, that was the position he was holding, which means that he knows a lot about how to handle issues that pertain to terrorism and insurgency. And as somebody who is badly affected, Mr. President, I stand here to strongly support the nomination and confirmation of this gentleman, believing that once he's confirmed, he'll be able to tackle the issues of terrorism and insurgency in this country. So, Mr. President.
In his remark, President of the Senate, Hamad Lawal, while commending the Joint Committee of Defense and Army for the thorough job done, advocated support for the military in the fight against insecurity.
Will the Senate confirm the nomination of Major General Farouk Yahya for appointment as Chief of Army Staff of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The nomination of Major General Farouk Yahya is hereby confirmed as the Chief of Army Staff of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Congratulations to him. Thank you. We wish him all the best in the fight against all the insecurity challenges across the country.
Farouk was appointed on May 27, 2021 by President Muhammadu Buhari following the death of the former Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Ibrahim Aitairu, in a plane crash which occurred in Kaduna on May 21st, 2021.
Distinguished colleagues, our bill, which is the bill for the establishment of the Federal University of Medical and Health Sciences in Ekiti.
The establishment of the Federal University of Medical and Environmental Sciences in Ekiti came under the public hearing at the Senate on Thursday. The Senate had, on the strength of the bill sponsored by Senator Michael Opiah-Bamidele, made legislative move for the establishment of the university by passing the bill for second reading a few weeks back and mandated a committee on health to make more legislative input into it. The public hearing was conducted by the Senate Committee on Health, presided by its chairman, Senator Ibrahim Oloriegbe. In his presentation, the sponsor of the bill, Senator Michael Opiah-Bamidele, said the goal of the university is to inspire and motivate students and medical personnel about the value of being health professional so as to lead change for realizing a more sustainable health sector that serves more sustainable world. According to him, the essence of the bill is to provide a highly specialized institution that are productive and very needed for the medical and environmental advancement of the nation.
Distinguished colleagues, our bill, which is the bill for the establishment of the Federal University of Medical and Health Sciences in Ekiti, SB 647, was read for the first time in the hallowed chamber on Wednesday, 24 February 2021. And specifically, the bill seeks to establish the Federal University of Medical and Health Sciences in Ekiti and make comprehensive provisions for its due management and administration. The university will be delivering education and training to current and future employees of medical profession. The goal of the university is to inspire and motivate students and medical personnel about the value of being health professionals so as to lead change for realizing a more sustainable health sector that serves a more sustainable world. Distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, the very essence of this bill, therefore, is to provide a highly specialized institution that will be more productive and very much needed for medical advancement of this nation. The objects of the university, among other, include to encourage the advancement of learning and to hold out to all persons without distinction of race, creed, sex, or political conviction the opportunity of acquiring a higher education in health and other health-related sciences, to adopt and offer academic and professional programs leading to the award of diplomas, first degrees, postgraduate research, and higher degrees, with emphasis on planning, adaptive technical maintenance, development, and productive skills in the field of health and biomedical sciences.
At the public hearing on the bill, sons and daughters of Inyekiti, led by the traditional ruler Oluyi of Inyekiti, Oba Adeola Adeniyi Ajakaye, said 1,000 acres of land have been secured for the proposed institution.
The bill is coming at the right time, based on the epidemic that is ravaging the whole world. Mr. President, in Ekiti as a community, we are ready and eagerly waiting for the passage of this bill. Because, let me tell you, Mr. President, in Ekiti as a community, we are love and peace-loving people in our establishment. We are standing, all of us in Ekiti have been scoring first in all human ratification. We want to assure you that you should please give this passage the speed that it requires, because my people are already waiting for the establishment of this bill. They are eagerly waiting, they are watching us, and they are ready to partner with the government to allow the government to establish this university.
In his concluding remark, the chairman of the Committee on Health, Senator Ibrahim Oluriegbe, said the aggregation of the view made at the public hearing by all the stakeholders will guide the committee in its final report to the Senate. Activities at the Senate Allo Chamber on Tuesday morning disrupted following the heavy leaking of the roof. Cleaning crew worked tirelessly to dry out the Senate lobby at the National Assembly following heavy downpour. Rainwater dripped from the roof of the building shortly before the plenary resumed on Tuesday. National Assembly staff were seen scoping water that flooded the lobby of the building with bucket and packer. Some senators are forced to go through the House of Representatives in order to have access to the Senate chamber. Recall that the President Muhammadu Buhari had in 2019 approved about 37 billion naira for the renovation of the National Assembly complex. This amount generated a lot of reaction, with some Nigerians saying the amount was too high for the project.
You may wish to invite the clerk of the Senate to read the short title of the bill.
Nigerian Senate has received a supplementary appropriation bill from President Muhammadu Buhari to approve sum of 895 billion naira as supplementary budget for 2021 fiscal year. The bill transmitted with a letter dated 15 June 2021 and addressed to the President of the Senate, Ahmad Lawal. President Buhari, in the letter which was read during the commencement of the plenary, explained that the amount captured was proposed to fund the COVID-19 vaccine program. He added that part of the supplementary budget will be used to fund health-related expenditure for the treatment of additional 50,000 patients under the Nigerian Comprehensive Aid Program in state, as well as to procure additional equipment captured in this year's capital expenditure on defense and security to tackle prevalent security challenges across the country.
Submission of the Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2021. It is with pleasure that I forward here with Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2021, Annexure 1, for the kind consideration and approval by the Senate, by the distinguished Senate. Let me seize this opportunity to express my deep gratitude for the cooperation and support of the leadership and distinguished members of the Senate in our collective efforts to contain the COVID-19 pandemic and address the various security and other challenges facing the country. It has become necessary to prepare the 2021 Supplementary Appropriation Bill, considering the urgent need to make provision for procurement and administration of COVID-19 vaccines. The availability of COVID-19 vaccines and the procurement terms were still uncertain as at the time of finalizing the 2021 budget. Hence, there was no provision in the 2021 Appropriation Act for the procurement and administration of COVID-19 vaccines. However, the Federal Ministry of Health and the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency have now developed a COVID-19 vaccine program for the country. Under the vaccine program, 70% of eligible Nigerians are to be vaccinated between 2021 and 2022, Annexure 2. In addition, our security and law enforcement agencies urgently need to procure additional equipment and other resources in response to the prevalent security challenges across the country. The Ministry of Defense has carefully scrutinized these procurement needs, which the military authorities claim to represent the minimum requirements to secure our country and address current external and internal security challenges. Furthermore, additional funds are required to meet our commitment to treat additional 50,000 patients under the Nigeria Comprehensive AIDS Program in states, NCAPS, as the amount provisioned in the 2021 Appropriation Bill for this purpose was inexplicably cut by the National Assembly. In order to address the urgent problem of oxygen availability in the country and avoid the potential loss of lives, provision was made for the procurement and installation of new oxygen plants nationwide and repairs of oxygen plants in FCT hospitals. It is also necessary to provide additional funds for public service wage adjustment to cater for sundry wage-related issues in the health and other sectors, which, if not resolved, can add to the prevalent sense of instability in the polity. The supplementary budget request is for a total sum of 895,842,465,917 naira only. We propose to fund 445.63 billion naira of the 83.56 billion naira required for the COVID-19 vaccine program by drawing on existing World Bank loans, which would be restructured, as well as other grants totaling $113.2 million and see Annex Chart 3. The balance of 37.93 billion naira required for COVID-19 vaccines, salaries, and other health-related expenditures totaling 41.6 billion naira and 48.2 billion naira recurrent component of defense security expenditure will be funded by drawing 135 billion naira from some special reserve levy accounts, see Annex 4, which will be captured as revenues to the federal government of Nigeria. We propose to fund the balance of 722.4 billion naira for capital expenditure on defense and security and capital supplementation from new borrowings in the absence of any supplementary revenue sources. Understandably, needs currently abound in many other sectors. However, we have limited the supplementary budget proposal to just these critical and emergency areas of need due to our severe fiscal constraints. All other needs will be deferred to the 2021 budget, which we plan to present in September of this year. Given the urgency of the request, I seek the cooperation of the National Assembly for expeditious legislative action on the Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2021. Please accept, distinguished Senate President, the assurances of my highest consideration. Yours sincerely, Muhammadu Buhari.
To be given an award is to say thank you and a call to do more and show an example of leadership in any way we find ourselves, where the word of the first-class general, founder, and the managing director of Nagos Project Limited, Engineer Osaru Odiase, whose philanthropic gesture have been applauded by all and sundry. It was again honored by the prestigious European American University over the weekend during the congregation for the fourth for the award of degree and conferment of honorary doctoral degree at Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry at Ikeja, Lagos. A golden fish, they say, does not have a hidden place. That explains why Engineer Osaru Odiase's contribution to the education sector in terms of giving scholarship to the less privileged and brilliant young people were noticed by the European American University in Lagos. In an exclusive interview with the selected journalists, he talked about how it felt being considered as one of the awardees. Giving an award to me is like saying thank you, and it is a call for me to do more. End of quotation.
For a kind of thank you for job well done and call to do more work. So for me, it's a challenge to contribute more to society and mankind in every way we can, so that we can move ourselves forward. Nigeria is very concerning times now, but we will use this award as, under the subject of liberty that was changed with our possible. That we need to show example of leadership anywhere we find ourselves. Leadership actually is a choice of every person, no matter how you find yourself. The smallest guy on the pyramid, the highest guy, needs elements and capacity of leadership. In the sense that people will choose to do right. That's the first step, and do what is better. That way we can move together as a country, as a people, and then develop ourselves. If you are a senator, you go there, you do the right thing. If you are a contractor, you give a job, you complete it, keep people friendly. And they're looking good, at least positive stuff here, and then Nigeria can move forward. Yes, the great university and what they are doing is good. If you say thank you from people, give some award for doing good, It means you are, creating an environment where some people are challenged to do good things better.
He always looked for opportunity to be of service to mankind and his immediate environment. In his citation, European American University said it extolled the sterling quality of achievement of engineer Osario Odiase. It hereby confirmed on him with the prestigious honorary doctorate degree of science in mechanical engineering and project management with all its rights and privilege. Engineer Osario Odiase was accompanied to the venue of the ceremony with his beautiful wife, Mrs. Ngozi Odiase, friend and other well-wisher.